SharePoint is one of the applications that comes with Microsoft Office 365 subscription. Now that we have learned about OneDrive, we will be learning about how to use SharePoint, its functions, its features, and how can we integrate our work in SharePoint. So let's begin our session for the day. Right now, we will be learning about what is SharePoint. So what is SharePoint? Organizations use Microsoft SharePoint to create websites. You can use it as a secure place to store, organize, share, access information from any device. Now you might want to ask a question that I have OneDrive for it. Why do we want to use SharePoint here? Well, SharePoint is also a very secure place. Because this is a cloud-based service hosted by Microsoft, you will be able to add any sort of files that you would want to organize and even share and access information from any devices securely. You only need a web browser such as Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Chrome, or Firefox to work on the same. Here, you won't be needing anything else. What you need is a web browser. Now, for example, like Microsoft OneDrive has it's a cloud-based storage, and you're also, storing your files there. You can access your files there. You can work for your files there. Here also, you will be able to do the same, right? You will be stored, you'll be able to organize, you will be able to share, access any information. And you can do it via phone, via tablet, or via your system, right? What you need is a web browser. Unlike OneDrive, which can be used offline as well, SharePoint, you require a stable internet connection and you need to be online and you require a web browser, be it Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer or Chrome or Firefox to work on this. I know Internet Explorer has been disabled, but if you are using Microsoft Edge or Chrome or Firefox, you will be able to access SharePoint. Now, what is SharePoint? SharePoint is a cloud-based service hosted by Microsoft for businesses of all sizes. Instead of installing and deploying the SharePoint server on premises, any business can subscribe to a Microsoft 365 plan or the standalone SharePoint online service. Instead of installing employees can create sites to share documents and information with colleagues, partners, or customers. So what is a SharePoint? SharePoint is a server. For example, every office will have some files stored in their server. Now, to make that server, you need an IT person. Well, if you have Microsoft Office 365 subscription, you will be able to create your own server without the guidance of any IT. What you need to do is you need to have the subscription of the Office 365 plan or make a standalone purchase of the SharePoint application. Once you do it, you will be able to, create use the SharePoint folder to store and organize and share and access all the informations that you want to allow, and you can create sites to share this document and information with the colleagues or partners or your customers, right? So let's see what is SharePoint and how do you open SharePoint. So we will go back and we go to Microsoft Office. Again, we are going to go into this dotted area. Once you click onto this dotted area, you will be able to locate SharePoint, which will come right after PowerPoint. Once you click onto SharePoint, as you can see, you have landed in the SharePoint page. Now, here you can see you can create a site or create a new post in case you want to. So let's say you want to publish a news. You can choose a channel and publish a news. You can also customize your settings. For example, you can add a page. You can name the page. You can change the picture of the page. You can edit the web part, yeah, and save it as a draft and publish the same. Now, you can also add an application in case any kinds of apps that you want. Make sure that you have check with your IT team to see what are the apps that is available for you, or else you can go to the SharePoint store itself to add apps here. You will get access to a lot of different dynamic apps that are available. You will be able to access the same depending on the work that you have. So for example, in case if you want a project management app, you will be able to add any of the project management apps that are available with the SharePoint. For example, Agile is there, Run Scrum is there, Go Canvas is there, Timesheet is there. So you have a lot of different project management apps. You have site design apps, you have business applications, different. You have productivity applications as well. So you see there's a lot of different apps which are there for which you would require to use. You can apply and integrate in your SharePoint site. Once you do that, you can also you can create a news post. You can check what are your news that are available. You can check the files that you want to share. For example, the files that you have worked on will be available here. Any of the recent files that you have worked on, can be anything. You can work on all of them. You can also look into the list of the things that are there. You can create your own list, let's say here itself. So for example, if you want to create some kind of list, you can do it here, right? Also, from the settings part, you can check onto the site contents and the site settings, right? So the site contents and the site settings is something that you will have. For example, if you want to see what are the different communication sites that are there, you will be able to look into this. You will be able to see their usage, workflow, and settings as well. And in case something has been already deleted, you will be able to check the recycle bin as well. You can also check the home site here in the communication site. You will be able to see the documents that has been shared here. You can edit them in the grid view. You can quickly access them. You can add shortcuts to it. You can upload files here as well, right? You can even see the pages that has been created. So for example, whatever pages that has been created can be looked into here. You can look into the Power Apps. You can even export them as a XML file, which is you can export them as an Excel file into a CSV format or an XML format. So there are a lot of things that you can do with SharePoint. It's a very, very useful application. When you have a lot of workload, you will be able to create a site for yourself to store all your work there and share it with your team. To know more about SharePoint, please visit support.microsoft.com. Also, do visit Microsoft Learn to know more about SharePoint in Microsoft 365.